The legend of the Chocolate Hills. Bohol's sweet mystery in the heart of the Philippines lies a breathtaking natural wonder that has fascinated travelers, scientists, and storytellers for generations. Spread across the island of Bohol are more than 1,000 perfectly cone-shaped hills that turn brown during the dry season, resembling giant chocolate candies. These are the world-famous Chocolate Hills. But while science offers one explanation, local folklore tells a far more magical story. A land of rolling hills. Before we explore the legend, imagine standing on top of a viewing deck overlooking hundreds of smooth, symmetrical hills stretching across the horizon. During the rainy season, they are covered in lush green grass. But when the dry season arrives, the grass turns brown, giving them the appearance of chocolate drops scattered across the landscape. Because of this unique look, people began calling them the Chocolate Hills. Today, the Chocolate Hills are considered one of the most iconic natural attractions in the Philippines and are protected as a national geological monument. But long before scientists studied their formation, locals believed these hills were created by powerful beings, heartbreak, and even tears. The tale of two Johnstone, of the most popular legends, tells the story of two mighty giants who once lived in Bohol. These giants were incredibly powerful and proud. One day, a dispute broke out between them. No one remembers exactly what started the argument. Perhaps it was pride, territory, or simply a challenge of strength. Their disagreement quickly turned into a fierce battle. For days, the giants fought without rest. They hurled enormous boulders, chunks of earth, and mountains at each other. The ground shook as rocks flew through the sky like massive missiles. The battle was so intense that the landscape itself began to change. Huge piles of soil and stone were thrown everywhere, forming hundreds upon hundreds of mounds across the land. Eventually, the giants grew tired, exhausted from their long fight. They finally realized the argument was meaningless. Instead of continuing the battle, they made peace and left the island together. But the scattered mounds they had created remained. Over time, grass covered these piles of earth, shaping them into the beautiful rolling hills we see today. And so, according to legend, the Chocolate Hills were born from the remnants of a giant battle. The giants broke in heart another. Legend tells a very different story, one filled with love and tragedy. Long ago, a powerful giant named Erosion lived in the land that would become Bohol. Despite his enormous strength, Erosion had a gentle heart. One day, he fell deeply in love with a beautiful mortal woman named Aloya. Their love was pure and joyful, and for a time, they lived happily together. But tragedy struck when Aloya suddenly became ill and passed away. The giant was devastated. Erosion cried for days, mourning the loss of the woman he loved. His tears fell endlessly onto the land below. Each tear that touched the earth formed a mound of soil. When the giant finally stopped crying and left the island, the land was covered with countless hills, silent reminders of his sorrow. These hills, locals say, are the heart and tears of a broken heart. Science behind the hills. While these legends are beloved cultural stories, scientists offer another explanation. Geologists believe the Chocolate Hills were formed millions of years ago through natural geological processes. The hills are made of marine limestone that formed under the ocean during ancient times. Over thousands of years, tectonic movements lifted the limestone above sea level. Rainwater slowly eroded the rock, shaping the landscape into the symmetrical hills we see today. Nature, it seems, is capable of creating wonders that look almost magical. Still, even with scientific explanations, the legends continue to live on in the hearts of locals and visitors alike, a symbol of Bohol today. The Chocolate Hills are more than just a geological formation. They are a symbol of the island of Bohol and an important part of Filipino cultural heritage. Visitors from all over the world travel to places like Chocolate Hills Complex to witness the incredible view for themselves from the observation deck. The hills appear almost endless like waves, frozen in time. Some say the view looks like a giant field of chocolate candies. Others say it feels like standing in the middle of a mythical land where legends and nature meet. Whether you believe the hills were formed by battling giants a grieving heart or millions of years of a logical change, one thing is certain. The Chocolate Hills are one of the most unique landscapes on Earth. They remind us that every place has stories that blend nature, culture, and imagination. And sometimes, those stories are just as beautiful as the place itself. So the next time you hear about the Chocolate Hills, remember that behind those gentle slopes lies a legend of giants, love, and tears that shaped the land of Bohol.